Hello everyone. Today we are going to see arrays. So if you have seen my previous video, in that we have discussed different types of data structures, among which we have seen the primitive and non-primitive data structures. So under non-primitive data structures, we are having linear data structure and non-linear data structure. So array comes under linear data structures. So today we are going to learn this array, which is very basic data structure of our um, programming language, or we can say the computer system. So why to use array? What is exactly this array? How it can be declared, how it can be used, and how it makes uh, easier programming, or how it makes data handling more easier. That all we are going to learn in this video. So first of all, let's understand why array. So I hope all of you are aware of variables. As you can see my mouse cursor there, in the first column I have written a1 is equal to 10, then a2 is equal to 20, a3 is equal to 30. That means here I have declared three different variables to store different values, that is 10, 20 and 30. So if you will observe here, 10, 20, 30 all are integers. That means all the data is of similar data type. All of the three are of integer type. So now in this case we are having only three variables. But what if I want to store the roll numbers of the students? So approximately every class has either 50 or 60 students. So it will become very hectic to declare 50 different variables for 50 different students. Ultimately, the data which we are going to store is a integer type. That is, it is a roll number. So why not we are having an option that instead of declaring 50 different variables, we will be declaring only once and using it again and again. So for that, the solution is array. That means you have to simply declare a single variable, and in that you can put your values continuously. So if you will see in the second column here, then array we are declaring where we can store the similar type of data. Is it clear? So remark what we can say in this, that it is easier management of multiple data elements. And here I would like to add upon that multiple data elements of same data type. That means all the elements should be of same type. Then under next part, we are having that here we have done sum of three elements. So again, the same question, if we are having 50 elements, if we are having more than 70 elements, etc. That means if we are having maximum more number of variables in which we are having data, if I want to sum all of them, I have to write such a lengthy code to sum all the elements. So for that purpose also, we can use array along with the for loop or any of the loop. So it is again efficient with the loops. That is, array can be used efficiently with the loops. Similarly, third option, that is when we want to pass more than 2, 3 values to a function. I hope all of you are aware of what is a function. So in function, generally we are passing the values which are known as arguments or parameters. So when I want to pass more than 15, 10 or maximum values, In that case also, it is not feasible to write each and every argument separately. So for that also, you will be having a better option, that is nothing but array. So it gives you better memory organization. It is scalable. That means we can extend the length of the array, and then code readability and maintainability. So in short, why array? It's a simple thing that many a times we want to store a data of similar data type, right? Maximum number of data we want to store, which all are having same data type. So instead of storing them separately in different variables, here we are getting an option to store all the data together in a single continuous memory location. So let's see the technical definition of array. So what is an array now? It's I think you should be able not to mug up nothing. You should be able to understand the definition now. That is, an array is a collection of elements stored in continuous memory locations. Here you can add upon, an array is a collection of same data elements or similar data elements stored in a continuous memory locations. So as I have told you, what is its purpose? Why to go for array? It is used to store multiple elements of the same data type. This same data type keyword is very important whenever you are defining or whenever you are going through arrays. Now next, this is how your array looks into the memory. Not exactly the same, but I can say this is the diagrammatic representation of your array. So if you are defining an array, if you are declaring an array, so in that case, it takes such a long memory locations, that means continuous memory locations, and the starting memory location is being indexed with 0, then 1, 2, 3. That means the last index is size minus 1, as your starting index starts with 0. So in all, total 5 elements are being stored in this array, and the indices or the index starts always with 0, right? So also it is having a continuous memory. That means depending on the index, you can access the value of an array. Now let's come towards our best relevant example of kitchen. Yes, these are nothing but different arrays, you can say, right? So if you will take a look into your kitchen at home, there is some specific arrangement in your kitchen. That means all the spices are kept in a row, right? Then next to that, we are having the uh, bottles or boxes of your dry fruits, right? That means all the things belonging to same category are being arranged in a sequence. As you can also refer these diagrams as well, this is what generally we are having arrangement in our kitchen, right? Also, you can take it any spice from any of the location. That means the first location will be 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So you don't have the restrictions that first of all you should take 0th location, what we can say, spice, then you can go for first location. No, randomly you can pick up any of the spice bottle and use it. So this is what the important feasibility of arrays. That means you don't have to visit the array right from the start, and you can directly pick up any of the particular spice bottle. Another relevant example we can give is of a train, right? So if you know, I'm unable to recall now, but there are some trains or some bogies in the train that you can only enter from one end, right? You don't have doors for every compartment. The So if you want to go to the third compartment, you have to first of all get in the first, then visit the second, then visit the third. So here in this case, if we are having door at every compartment, you can directly get into that compartment from that particular door. So that is what is the feature of your array. Now let's see the different characteristics of arrays. It is of fixed size. That means when you are declaring an array, at that time itself you have to give its size. Then homogeneous. Homogeneous means all the elements are of same data type. I'm repeating this particular point again and again because it is very important that you cannot store data of different data types in same array. That means if you are declaring the array type as integer, then all the elements it will be storing will of integers only. It's not possible that you have declared the array of type integer and you can store characters or floats in that particular array. Then random access using indexes. Yes, that's what we discussed for your spices bottles, for your train, and that's what is the most important feature of your array. And then all the elements are being arranged in a continuous memory location. That means one by one you will have the access. So similarly, it's very easy that continuous memory location is important. That in the kitchen, suppose if you have kept the spices at different locations, it will become very difficult for your what we can say chef, you can say, or your mother itself, that they won't be able to get all the ingredients at a time which they want required for a particular recipe. Once you are known that first compartment is for spices, second is for dry fruits, third is for the pulses, etc., so it becomes easy to get it. So now let's see how we can declare the array in either C++ or C language. So first of all, here you are having a data type where I have written int, that is nothing but a data type. Then you have to write the name of the array. So here I have just given the name of the array as ARR. And in the square bracket, you will always be writing some integer value. This is reserved for integer value only, which represents the total number of elements which you want to store in the array. So here 5 means in all total 5 elements are there in the array. That means there is a space for 5 elements in the declared array. This you can change at the time of declaration. Instead of 5 you can write 10, 20, whatever is the requirement. Then initialization. What do you mean by initialization? Initialization simply means assigning the values to the array, giving the values to the array. So this is one of the method by which you can initialize the array. Later in the further video we'll see different types of different ways by which we can accept the elements in an array. So here what we have done, here I have declared the array, and with the assignment operator in curly braces we are directly giving the values. And then next part is access. That means if you want to want the first element of the array, you will be writing in the square bracket 0. If you want the second element from the array, here instead of 0 you will be writing 1, so which will give you the values like 10 or 20. Suppose directly you want the value which is at the fourth location, then you have to write here 3. Understand what I'm saying? Fourth location, right, means the element which is at fourth position, but its index will always be position minus 1. That means here you have to write the index as 3, but it will give the value of fourth location, that is nothing but 40. Now here, as I said, we will be discussing some of the ways by which we can accept the elements in the array. So this has already been seen by us in the previous slide, that this will be at location 0, this will be 1 index, that is second index, third index and fourth index, not the location but the index. Location, this is location 1, location 3, location 4 and so on. So this is one of the way by which you can get the values in an array. Then another hard coding, that means at the time of coding itself, you can give the values in the array will be like this. Suppose here marks is nothing but your name of the array, and in the square bracket you will be writing index. And at that index, whatever value you want to put, you can write after the assignment operator. So this and this is one or the same. First two methods are same, and that is known as hard coding. That means at the time of coding itself, you are permanently giving the values for that particular indices. Then you are having another type which is very, very important and which should be known to each and everyone. And this is known as user defined values. That means you can accept the values from the user. So the main important part here is the last line, the scanf statement, and you have to use the for loop to accept the values in the array from the user. So as you all are aware that scanf function is used to get the values from the user. User can enter the required or the values which are needed. So for that purpose, we are using the scanf statement, and with the help of ampersand, marks and I, that is in square bracket, you will be writing I which is resembling the indices. It will, once the loop is going to execute, first of all I will be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3 and so on. That will be the indexes. So here we are writing marks of in square bracket I, and as the loop executes, you will be having, or user will be entering the values. So these are different three methods, and there are many more by using file, by using even malloc function, by using some other ways. We are having number of options to accept the values in an array, but these are very specific. At this level, it is more than enough to understand how these three methods to accept the elements in an array. Now, when to prefer array, why to go for the array? So when we are working with a collection of related data elements, or when the number of data elements is large or unknown, or when we want to perform operations like iteration, sorting or searching, at that time we can prefer the arrays. So this is more than enough to understand about the arrays right now. Once we'll go with the further videos of programming, we'll be writing some of the programs based on arrays, that how we can go for searching, sorting, etc. At that time you will understand more properties of the arrays. So that's all in this video. Thank you so much.